Okay, let's talk about building your network. This is the defining advantage to building your career. It's huge. Some people say your network, who you know and who they know, is equivalent and certainly parallels your net worth, your success over time. So how do you take your game to the next level? I suggest following steps until they become muscle memory and you don't have to look. I would post this in a place that maybe you're in your office, you're doing your homework, so you get great at this. And here's how it goes. First off, you got to realize you're always on. You have lots of opportunity for networking. You know, your prof can bring somebody into the class and they are going to be a guest speaker. So they're in the field that you're about to go into. They're accomplished. Well, you can see that as, well, we have a guest lecturer today. Or you can see that as a networking opportunity. You can go to a party. You can go to somewhere at homecoming and you ran into alums. All of these are networking opportunities, so you're always on. Remember those business cards. You give one, you get one in return. Okay, so now you've got their contact information. If they didn't have the card, but you've given yours, you go ahead and ask them for some contact information so you can follow up. Then within 12 hours, you not only follow up with an email, but you follow up with context. I enjoyed meeting you. When you talked about this or talked about that, boy, that really made an impression on me. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate the time you carved out of your day to speak with me. And then, right after you've sent that email, you send a LinkedIn invite. If they didn't know you, and by the way, always customize that LinkedIn invite. And remember, one other key thing is, do this from your Mac or PC and not for your phone. Because with autocorrect on the phone, you can look like a moron, even if you are good with grammar. And if you're not good with grammar, please, dear goodness, this is your future opportunity. Have someone else review your work before it goes out. But within 12 hours, you want to follow up. Then you want to add their information to your network repository. We've talked about that in other videos. If you haven't seen it, look it up. And it's basically, where's all this information going to go? And it's usually in Outlook or it's in Google Docs. And you want to go ahead and have that information. That's so you can refer back to it for the rest of your career. Then you take this tie-down email and you copy it into the notes section of, let's say you're using Outlook, you put it into there. That way, if let's say you're 5 years down the road, you're mounting a job search, you go in A through Z, you go, who is that person? That's going to happen a lot when you expand your network. And you know what you do? You look at that tie-down email and you go, oh, I met that person, you know, blah, 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 blah. So then when you follow up with them and you're trying to go, it is no longer a cold call. It's a warm call. Say, I don't know if you remember me or not, but, you know, we met at this occasion. You did this. I sent you follow-up. You were nice enough to send me a note back. This is a process, and it works. So don't just, you know, it's regrettable that so many people have great networking opportunities and they squander it, particularly in college. Could you imagine you're 3 years out and all of a sudden your company, let's say the division closed and you're looking for a job? What would you give at that point to have the names of 5 recruiters that you met at the career fair, that you got their information? They don't just recruit from college campuses. They're looking for early stage people, you know, early career people to join their organization. So now if you had their contact information, you can say, hey, listen, I'm doing a job search. I didn't get together with you in college, but the fact is I'm doing this and I'm tracking your company. It's looking really good. They're going to say, get in here. But most people are too casual about this. They don't write it down. They don't commit it to a process, and they squander future opportunity. Don't let that be.